Hi my dear students, very good morning. Welcome back to Sri Ramanuja Vidya Mandir. Students, now we are discussing about the topic our environment. Right? So, for existence of every living creature in the nature, we should get the 100% support from the nature. Otherwise, there is no survival for living creatures. Living surroundings of the every living organism is nothing but the environment. This environment is of two factors such as biotic factors and abiotic factors. Biotic factors means the components which have the life are biotic factors. Example, all humans and animals, plants and even microorganisms also will come under this category. The next category is abiotic factors. Example, in water, lands, mountains, all will come under the abiotic factors. Here, these abiotic factors supports the life on the earth. So, without the abiotic components such as water and all, so we can't imagine the life on the earth. So, students, so for survival, we need both the things, biotic as well as the abiotic components. So, this is the main introduction about our environment. And now in the previous lesson we have discussed about the food chains, food web, and how the organisms are interdependent or interlinked in everything we discussed. Land is an ecosystem, means terrestrial. Pond is an ecosystem, right? One forest is an ecosystem. So in the particular ecosystem, organisms, how these different living organisms share their resources and how they're interlinked and interdependent on each other. So everything we discussed in the previous classes. Now I'm going to explain about the energy pyramids or ecological pyramids. First, students, an ecological pyramid is a graphical representation designed to show the number of organisms, energy relationships and biomass of ecosystem. Very important thing, this line, students. An ecological pyramid is a graphical representation designed to show number of organisms, energy relationship and biomass of energy in the ecosystem. See, this ecological pyramids is giving the information about energy and number of organisms, the biomass of the particular ecosystem. Succeeding levels in the pyramid represents the dependence of the organism at given level on the organism at lower level. So this is the introduction part of ecological system, students. Let us see. Mr. Charles Elton is a scientist. He developed concepts of ecological pyramids for the first time. Who is the scientist, students? Mr. Charles Elton. He also called as, this pyramid also called as Eltonian pyramids. Eltonian pyramids. Ecological pyramids are graphical representation of ecological parameters like number of individuals, amount of biomass or amount of energy present in the various trophic level of the food chain, with producer forming the base and trophic and at the top, carnivore at the apex. See, students, food chain we represented in the form of what? Pyramid. Okay, so it will start from primary producers to and it ends with the carnivores. Primary producers, secondary consumers, tertiary consumers and primary producers, primary consumers, secondary consumers and tertiary consumers. These are the steps we can see in the pyramid, right? Here this ecological pyramids giving the information about, see, ecological pyramids are graphical representation of ecological parameters like number of individuals in a particular food chain and amount of biomass and amount of energy present in the various trophic levels of food chain, with producer forming the base and carnivores at the apex of the pyramid. Let us see the pyramid. See students, this is the ecological pyramid and it shows energy as it moves from one feeding level to the level in the food chain another. See students, this is the pyramid, right? And this pyramid, the base is occupied with the producers and top apex of the pyramid is with the carnivores. Okay, so in this ecological pyramids, we are going to learn about number of individuals, the amount of biomass, as well as the amount of energy is transferred from one trophic level to the other trophic level. This is one of the ecological pyramid, students. And now let us talk about the pyramid of numbers. It is the first concept which we are going to learn now. Pyramid of numbers shows number of organisms at each trophic level per unit area of ecosystem. See students, ecosystem, there are n number of ecosystems. Pond is an ecosystem. River is an ecosystem. Lake is an ecosystem. Okay, so what do you mean by ecosystem, students? There's a limited particular place where different organisms are lived together. There are different species or different varieties of organisms living together. They are sharing the resources of the particular area and they are interlinked as well as they are interdependent on each other. So simply they are sharing the resources, energy resources. Okay, this is about the ecosystem. Now, what do you mean by pyramid of numbers? Shows number of organisms at each trophic level per unit area of ecosystem. See, here pyramid shape is most common, but sometimes shape may be inverted or spindle shaped. So, see students, this is the inverted as well as this was the spindle shaped. And pyramids of number. Basic pyramid represents the number of organisms at each trophic level. So students, basic pyramid, it is going to represent, it is going to give the information about number of organisms at each trophic level. See, producer is one trophic level, consumers are one trophic level, secondary consumer is next level, and third is tertiary consumers are next level. So here they are giving the number of organisms at particular trophic level and can display different patterns depending upon the type of ecosystem represented. Larger lower organisms is equal to smaller number at that level. Okay. And see students, pyramid is upright in case of grassland, pond ecosystem where number of organisms decreases from producer level to the carnivore level. Very important students, pyramid is upright in case of grass as well as the pond ecosystem where the number of organisms are decreases from producer level to the carnivores level. So that is about this, students. Now let us talk about the pond ecosystem upright. So this is the one pond ecosystem. Here in the first, it starts with the phytoplanktons. Starts with what children? Phytoplanktons, and the next two level zooplanktons are there. Zooplankton, and next to this small fishes, and these are the large fishes. Okay, now see students, phytoplanktons are the primary producers of the pond. I said no, pond is an ecosystem. Here phytoplanktons, they are like algae-like substances. Okay, so these are going to provide the food for the zooplanktons, and these zooplanktons are eaten by the small fishes. Again, the small fishes are eaten by the large fishes. So these are the different number of organisms present in a pond ecosystem. Next, parasitic food chain inverted. So it is for other food chain, students. parasitic food chain. Here, bottom level is producers, herbivores. Next to this, parasites and hyperparasites. Producers eaten by the herbivores. Herbivores is going to, they'll be eaten by the parasites. Again, they'll be eaten by the hyperparasites. This is the inverted pyramid. You just see the pyramid, students. It is inverted pyramid. It is the inverted pyramid. Okay. In the previous case, we have seen this is the upright pyramid. Okay. Pyramid of numbers. These are the producers, primary consumers, secondary consumers, tertiary consumers. So, as we are going up, the number of organisms are decreased from producer level to the consumer level. Here the number is, here it is showing the a big block, means it is giving the indication about the number of organisms. Here the number of organisms at the producer level are more. Next to this, somewhat reduced. Next level, reduced more. And in the tertiary level, it is very reduced. So there are a lot of differences are there between the different trophic levels in terms of number of organisms. Now, the second thing is pyramid of biomass. Pyramid of biomass. Right. Students, this represents the amount of energy contained in a biomass at different trophic levels for a particular time. See students, these definitions are very important. Number of pyramids and pyramid of biomass. So all the definitions are very, very important. Next, it represents the amount of energy contained in the biomass. It represents amount of energy present in the biomass at different trophic level of particular time. It demonstrates the amount of matter lost between the trophic levels. Two types of biomass pyramids, upright and inverted. Here there are two types of pyramids, biomass pyramids are there, students. First one is upright and the second one is inverted. Second one is, students, inverted. Understand? Biomass pyramid. Here, see students, producers, herbivores, primary carnivores and top carnivores. Primary producers, primary carnivores, secondary carnivores, and the next level is tertiary carnivores. For example, producers is having the 100,000 kg of energy. To the next level it become 100. To the next level it become 10, and top level it become 1 kg. You just see the differences of mass, students. Aquatic ecosystem, almost same. Here we have inverted pyramids. Here it is, we have seen the upright pyramid. Here this is the upright pyramid. Okay. And this one is known as upright. And in the second case, so when we are talking about aquatic, it is the inverted pyramid. Aquatic is inverted pyramid. Producers, herbivores and carnivores. Right? Once I'll repeat at last, students. Well, let me explain. Pyramid of energy. Now, it is a graphical representation of the flow of energy through each trophic level of food chain over a fixed time period. Here, we are going to learn about it is a graphical representation of flow of energy at each trophic level from one level to the other level. It is also known as pyramid of productivity. Students, it is also known as pyramid of productivity. pyramid of productivity. And the input of solar energy may be indicated as extra layer at the base. So, input of solar energy, producers requires the solar energy. Producers are nothing but children. Producers are, all the green plants are nothing but the producers. These green plants, they'll be taking the solar energy to initiate the photosynthetic reaction. See, in this reaction, plants utilizes carbon dioxide, water. They'll be converting these into the glucose or carbohydrate. To initiate this photosynthetic reaction, our primary producers must require the energy. That energy is supplied by the sun. Okay. See students, pyramid of energy is always upright at heat transfer. 80 to 90% of the energy is transferred. At lower trophic level, it is used up to overcome to entropy and to perform the metabolic activities. Only students, only 10% of energy is available to the next trophic level. Very, very important point. So, only 10% available energy is going to the next level. Then what about the remaining 90%? It is see, this remaining 90% is utilized or it is going to lost at every trophic level. Let us see energy transfer in ecosystem. Lindemann, he is a scientist in the year 1942. In the year 1942, he gave 10% law. And so this 10% law explains about how the transfer of energy from one trophic level to the next level. What is this name of the law, children? It is 10% law. This law is given by Mr. Lindemann. Lindemann. And in this law, he explained about how this energy is going to transfer from one trophic level to the other trophic level in the food chain. Understood, students? Right. Only 10% of organic matter is stored as a flesh and the remaining lost during the transfer or broke down in the respiration. One more important, why it is named it as 10% law. See, only 10% of the organic matter is stored as a flesh. The remaining is lost during the transfer and broken in the respiration. See students, energy flow. When an organism eats, another energy is transferred. So therefore, energy flow from producers to consumers, a group of organisms based on energy flow in an ecosystem. So now we are talking about an ecosystem. Here, this ecosystem consists of different types of organisms that you know very well, like plants, herbivores, carnivores, and parasites and all. See this is the ecosystem. Here, plants are the primary producers. And these primary producers are eaten by the herbivore. Here cow is shown here, primary consumer. And again this will be eaten by the secondary carnivores. Again this will be eaten by the tertiary carnivores. So this is an ecosystem. Okay, solar energy also there in the ecosystem. And here the energy flowing through the system and heat energy lost from the ecosystem. See students, this is about the energy flow in the ecosystem. And see students, here progressive loss of energy in the food chain. So you just see this picture students. Here primary producers are there, and this one is the herbivore. You know what you mean by herbivore. All plant eating animals are herbivores, and this is the carnivore. Right, here plant is there, deer is there, and lion is there. Now let us calculate energy, how the going to flow from one trophic level to the other trophic level. See students, here the sun is there. He is going to provide solar energy. Let us see. There are 1000 joules of light energy is released by the sun. How much, students? 10% of 1000 joules of energy is released by the sun. Out of 1000, 10 joules energy available as a food producers. So see, only 10 joules of energy can be stored in the form of food. It will be used by the energy. Only 10 joules. And here 1 joule of energy available as the food for our herbivore. Out of 10, just only 1 joule of energy available as a food for herbivore. Here, how much is losing here? 990 joules of energy lost into the atmosphere. See, sun is giving 1000, but producer is taking only 10 joules. Producer is taking only 10 joules. Remaining 990 joules of energy, it is lost in the environment. And see the next one. Herbivores. Herbivore just is taking 1 joule of energy. And out of this, 9 joules of energy lost in the environment in the next level. How much? 9 joules of energy is lost in the next trophic level. So, this 1 joule energy is transferred to the next level of organisms. Here, 0.1 joule of energy available as the food and 0.9 joules of energy lost in the environment. You just see the figure, students. How much we are utilizing and how much we are giving back to the environment. You just see the energy flow. Okay. This is about the progressive loss of energy in the food chain. Once again, I am explaining, students. So, here sun is going to provide the light energy or solar energy to the entire nature. You know, primary producers fixes the solar energy to perform the process of photosynthesis. First, let us assume that our sun is providing 1000 joules of energy. But our primary producer, our plant, is taking just only 10 joules of energy available as the food, and the remaining 990 it is going back to the environment. And let us see the next level. So only 10 joules of energy is being transferred to the herbivores, and of course it is transferred, but our herbivore is fixing only 1 joule of energy, and remaining at this stage 9 joules of energy is going back to the environment. And to the next level, 1 joule is again taken by our carnivore. Only it is going to fix as only 0.1 percentage of joule energy, and remaining 0.9 joule energy is lost in the environment. So this is the progressive loss of energy in food chain. Students, I hope you all understood. So I am going to revise, as these concepts are little bit tough and dry concepts. Once again, I am giving the review about the same topic in the same lecture itself. See, students, actually, you know, our main topic is our environment, and here we are going to explain about the ecological pyramids. So an ecological pyramid is a graphical representation designed to show that number of organisms, energy relationship, and biomass of ecosystem. Right. Succeeding levels in this pyramid represents the dependence of organism at given level on the organisms at lower level. So just now I explained, in the ecosystem, the resources are shared and distributed by the different levels of organisms. So then we can say that particular living surroundings are an ecosystem. Ecosystems are of different types. Pond is an ecosystem. Ocean is an ecosystem. Mountain is an ecosystem. Right? Ecological pyramids. So for the first time, ecological pyramid is explained by Mr. Charles Elton. Who is he, students? Charles Elton. That's the reason we'll call these pyramids as a Eltonian pyramids. Eltonian pyramids. What are these, students? Eltonian pyramids. Eltonian pyramids. Okay. Ecological pyramids are graphical representation of ecological parameters like number of individuals or amount of biomass, amount of energy present in various trophic level of food chain, with producer forming the base as well as the carnivores will be at the apex of the pyramid. So these students, ecological pyramids are the graphical representation of ecological parameters like number of individuals, amount of biomass or amount of energy, okay, present in the various levels of trophic level, and this pyramid is formed with the producers at the base and ends with the carnivores at the apex of the pyramid. Ecological pyramids. See students, it shows energy as it moves from one feeding level to the one feeding level in a food chain to the another. So this is the food chain. Producers to primary consumers. Primary consumers to secondary consumers. From here to tertiary consumers. Understand? This is one of the ecological pyramid view. And let us see pyramid of numbers. Shows number of organisms at each trophic level per unit area of ecosystem. See students, number of pyramid of number is giving about number of organisms. It giving about students or number of organisms at each trophic level per unit area of ecosystem. See students, so this is the pyramid, right? It is giving the number of organisms at each trophic level in ecosystem. Pyramid of numbers. Basic pyramid represents the number of organisms at each trophic level. See students, it represents the number of organisms at each trophic level, can display different patterns of different patterns depending on the type of ecosystem represented, and large lower level organisms is equal to small number of at each level. See students, right? Pyramid is upright in case of what is in case of grasslands as well as the pond ecosystem. Students, pyramid is upright in case of grassland and pond ecosystem. Okay, but so see students, the number of organisms decreases from producer level to the carnivore. But if I see the number of organisms are decreases, so decreases from the level of producers to the carnivores. Let us see pond ecosystem upright. Pond ecosystem upright. See, let us it starts with the phytoplanktons, zooplanktons, next level small fishes are there and large fishes are there. See, phytoplanktons are primary producers, zooplanktons are primary consumers, and see students, phytoplanktons are primary producers and these are primary consumers and these are secondary consumers, and here tertiary consumers. Tertiary consumers, phytoplanktons, zooplanktons, small fishes and large fishes. Parasitic food chain, it is inverted. See students, the pyramid is inverted. Okay, producers are at the apex of the pyramid, whereas hyperparasites are at the base of the pyramid. It is inverted. See, producers, herbivores, parasites and hyperparasites. The pyramid number students, producers, primary consumers, secondary consumers and tertiary consumers, and pyramid of biomass. It represents the amount of energy contained in biomass at different trophic level for a particular time. See students, here pyramid of biomass, it is going to give the amount of energy contained in the biomass. Amount of energy is contained in the biomass at different trophic level for particular time. It demonstrates the amount of matter lost between the trophic level. There are two types of biomass pyramids are there, upright and the inverted. You know, upright will be like this and inverted will be like this. So this is the upright pyramid and this one is the inverted pyramid. See students, it is one of the biomass pyramid. So it is the upright pyramid. Producers are at the base, next level herbivores, primary carnivores and the top carnivores. Aquatic ecosystem is inverted pyramid. Producers, herbivores and carnivores. Reverse to this. Right. And pyramid of energy. Here it is a graphical representation of energy flow through each trophic level in the food chain at a fixed time period. See students, it is also known as pyramid of productivity. Pyramid of energy is also considered as pyramid of productivity. Right. And input of solar energy maybe indicates an extra layer at the base. Input of solar energy maybe indicates the extra layer at the base. So that is coming from the solar energy. Pyramid of energy is always upright. At each transfer, 80 to 90% of the energy is going to lost, and at lower trophic level is used up to the overcome its entropy and to perform its metabolic activities. Only 10% of energy is available to the next trophic level. You just see this important point students. And pyramid of energy. So here it is one of the rainforest. It is the forest, okay, and it is the forest ecosystem. Here 100% rainforest leaves, they'll fix the energy means. And to the next level, insects, primary producers, only 10% is going to be carried, and in the again 1% is going to be carried to secondary consumer, and to the last consumers 0.1% energy is going to be carried. What about the remaining? It is going back to the environment and means it is losing. Okay. Next, energy transfer in ecosystem. Here Mr. Linderman in the year 1942 he gave 10% law. This 10% law explains about how the energy is transferred from one trophic level to the next level. So, see students, Mr. Linderman in the year 1942, he explained about the energy transfer, how this energy is going to transfer from one trophic level to the other trophic level in an ecosystem. Right? Only 10% of organic matter is stored as the flesh. The remaining is lost during the transfer or broken in the respiration. So remaining is transferred. See, only student 10% of the organic matter is stored as a flesh and the remaining is lost during the transfer or broken in the respiration. Energy flow. When an organism eats, another energy is transferred. See students, first of all, why we required energy? Just to carry out our regular works and our metabolic reactions. We required the energy. And how we'll get this energy? Simply by taking the food material. Every organism is going to get the energy. Right? First, you know, these are the primary producers. Plants are producers. Why they are producers? Simply in the nature, plants are the only creatures. They are autotrophs. Means they have the ability to prepare their food materials. They can easily, they can themselves prepare the food materials. And of course, they are preparing the food for themselves and they are providing the food for other animals also. That is the greatness of the plants. That is the reason, students, we should not cut the plants. We always encourage the plants to Okay, we need to plant the plants. Understand? So this is about the producers, as they are providing food to the entire nature. Okay, and next to this, it is eaten by the primary consumers. Primary consumers. So for example, all herbivores will come under this category, children. Means herbivores, you know, all plant eating animals are nothing but the herbivores, like goats, sheep, cows, buffaloes, cattle, everyone, rabbits, all will come under herbivores. Again, these herbivores are eaten by the secondary carnivores. Secondary carnivores, these may be snakes and foxes and all. Okay, and next to this, what we have, students? Next to this, we have tertiary carnivores. So in this way, all the organisms in the particular ecosystem, they were interrelated, interlinked, and interdependent. See, when an organism eats another, energy is transferred. So for example, if you are taking any leafy vegetable, means, so the energy is going to transfer from vegetables to us. Okay, energy is transferring from one trophic level to the other trophic level. Example, we are there, students. Okay, so vegetable is one of the trophic level producers, right? We are next to that. We are the organisms of next trophic level. Understand? For example, if we eat any chicken, okay, understand? So chicken is the next level, and to that next level we will come. Okay, and therefore energy flows from producers to the consumers. Energy is going to flows from producers to the consumers. At the consumers, three levels are there: primary consumers, secondary consumers, tertiary consumers are there. And group of organisms based on energy flow in an ecosystem. See, all these organisms completely depending upon the energy flow in the ecosystem. Ultimately, this grand energy is supplied by solar energy. Let us see. This is the progressive loss of energy in food chain. Now, let us explain how this energy is going to be going back to the environment. Let us explain now. See, here the plants are the primary producers, you know very well. Next, here the dairy is there. Next to this, lion is there. And see, for example, solar and sun is providing 1000 joules of energy to the plants. Means just plants are taking only 10 joules of energy available as the food, and it is using the only 10 joules of energy out of 1000. It is taking just only 10 joules of energy. Okay, and it available as a food. And what about remaining 990? It is going back to the environment. Energy lost to the environment. Energy lost to the environment. And this 10 joules is carried to the next level of organisms, that is here. But of course it is carried, but it is available one is only 1 joule of energy is available, and remaining 9 joules of energy is being going back to the environment. So that 1 joule is transferred to the next level of organisms, but here 0.1 joule energy available as a food for the carnivores, and remaining 0.9 joules of energy lost to the environment. So in every step of this ecosystem, so the amount of energy utilized is very low, then the amount of energy is lost. Understand? So this is about the progressive loss of energy in food chain. So students, I hope you all understood about energy pyramids and number of pyramids and biomass, pyramid biomass and energy pyramid. Everything I explained very clearly, and twice I explained the same class. I hope you all understood the things. See students, you need to practice the definitions. In the multiple choice questions, they'll be asking the definition and ask you to identify which definition it is. So, and they'll be asked the animal and which trophic level it belongs to. They'll be giving the food chains, diagrammatic representation of food chain. They'll ask you how the energy is going to flow among the particular ecosystem. So you should be well aware of all the concepts which are present in our main topic. Then only you can able to answer all sorts of questions in the exam. See students, thoroughly prepare well, and don't waste the time. And I request you people that please don't waste your valuable time with the gadgets and all. So of course maximum time is be wasted. Half of the academic year is completed. Understand? You are not a small kids, you are the adolescent boys and girls. You know what is right and what is wrong. Okay, I hope you can understand my thing. Thank you all. Thank you so much and all the best. Happy Diwali to all. Thank you all. Thank you so much.